Hey everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to 2022. Sorry for the delay. I actually woke up late. I actually woke up early, very, very early, then went back to sleep. And so, anyway, here I am. Here we are. Thanks for joining me today. How is everybody doing? I feel great, actually. I don't know, 2022 feels good to me. We're going to talk about this. But anyway, here are all my friends who are just joining. Welcome from everywhere in the world. I love to see my friends in the Netherlands always. My dedicated friends in Europe and Australia. Hey guys, hey guys. So anyway, here we are. So I'm going to wait just a few more seconds because more people are just joining. So a little bit of an introduction. Just seeing all the love notes and everybody and everything else. So it's so good. Hey, we made it another year. This has been weird to say the least. But here we are. Okay, so before I begin, just want to say 2022 is quite exciting for me, actually. I will be launching a new movie. It's called A Tear in the Sky. It's a very, very amazing movie. On the outside, it looks like a kind of an expedition, an adventure, but actually it's filled with powerful energy and information about how we actually fit in the universe. You will see. So you're going to start hearing about all of this maybe in a month or so, not quite yet. The film is not released until May, early May. May 3rd to be exact. So yay. I get a lot of requests to be on podcasts and do interviews and things like that. I would love to do that if you have a network, if you can help promote and market the film. And as you know, this work about consciousness, please let me know. Send us a message to production@omniummedia.com. So if you can, whoever is helping me in the chat, if you can just put that email only if you have an established podcast, not to be too selective, but it's just trying to spread the word. Anything you can do would be incredible because we're in this together. Anyway, so that's that. Today, what we're going to do, as I do always, is kind of let go, just kind of look at 2012, geez, 2021, and see what didn't work, and just try to let go of that. Maybe this time a little bit differently, not so much how we got stuck or whatever, or the blocks, but there's a lot of global things happening. And so just kind of continue navigating. So we're going to look at everything that didn't work in 2021 and let go of that, reprogram it, and prepare for 2022. I don't like to do like predictions, like the stock market is going to fall and this type of stuff, because these things are happening anyway. I had talked about the whole COVID thing when we first started. I said there's going to be several waves, it's going to be the first wave, and it's exactly what's been happening, multiple waves. Now, I don't know what wave we are, third or fourth. And so, but by now, we're kind of used to it. So whatever they hit us with next in terms of the COVID situation is not going to be a surprise. So, and guess what? We survived. It's totally fine. I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people suffered and struggled. But at the end of the day, this was when it first started, we thought it was the end of the world because it really affected us in ways, maybe we didn't expect. We thought it's the end of reality as we know it. Well, it's a different type of reality, but it's still working in many ways. So all this to say that no matter what the next wave of that is, it's not going to affect us in the same way. So let's just relax with that. However, this will continue and it will fade out until the next global thing hits us. I believe the next global story and drama is going to be financial. This is just to prepare us to the digital kind of system that are coming up. So again, nothing to be afraid of. It's just part of whatever the global situation is transitioning into, and we will adjust. We will adjust. It's kind of like we survived one big sudden jolt of something that was seemingly unexpected. And now if the next one comes on, it's almost like, yeah, whatever, we'll just adjust. The idea is not to relax and not to kind of not prepare or whatever. The idea is just not to panic and to always bring it back to how you managed to create your reality within this larger chaos, which you did. You're all here. We all survived. We're all fine. And so even though we had to make several changes, but we can navigate whatever's coming to us. That's the reason why I don't want to focus too much on, some crises or whatever, or political this or political that. So let's talk about what is really happening and where we are today, more on an energetic level, so that we can, because we create from the energetic, we don't create from the physical. In fact, that's our problem. We try to resolve everything from the physical, from the human mind. When we have a problem, we try to say, okay, this is a problem. How do I correct this? How do I manage this? And so from this perspective, and the idea is we to be able to bring that solution, the guidance from our larger perspective, so that the physical catches on and just flows with that guidance. And we don't know how to do that. That's the biggest problem. So in a weird way, what's happening now energetically is going to help you, if not force you into it. The indecision. It's kind of like a gray area. Should I do this? Should I quit my job? Should I leave this relationship? Should I, but how about this? Should I be doing this? What's the moral thing to do? What's the responsible thing to do? All of this is what makes us suffer, because we are not proceeding. We're not creating. We're not in the flow. We're kind of stuck in this bubble of confusion, of indecision, of fear. And so that's kind of, that's not going to work anymore, because energetically on a bigger global level, don't forget, you are your consciousness, your individual consciousness, creating within a much larger consciousness. So whatever the larger consciousness of the planet, the planetary energies, what's happening, for those who have been following me for a while, I started to say in 2009 that the worlds are separating. What did I mean by that? It's the different realities, but it was on an energetic, it was just energetic, very like one layer, if you will. Then it was spiritual, then it was consciousness, then it was a little bit more physical. And more recently, we're starting to see this physical separation, literally physical separation, in the sense that with everything that's happened, this whole COVID situation and the political, how that affected the political aspect, we have now literally congregated into areas of agreements. Okay, so those who believe in this story and those who don't, those who believe in the vaccines and those who don't, those who believe, it's like a clear cut. Either you do or you don't. In fact, some family members are on this side, some other family members on that side. It's no longer a gray area. Very few people are kind of okay with either or, So what I'm saying is this gray area where all the political belief systems, the social belief systems, all of that was kind of a big blob of gray area. And so because of that, what's happening now is kind of this splitting up of information globally is going to affect you on a brain level and on an emotional level, on a interpersonal level. And so because you kind of had to make a choice, I'm going to go on this side versus this side. I'm going to go live in this area, which is less kind of oppressed than this area, or vice versa. It's going to help you see more clearly. And so that trend is going to continue in 2022, so that by the time, you're in, through the year, it's almost like it's no more a question, do I want to stay in this job or not? Do I want to stay in this relationship or not? Do you want to if you have a physical problem, you think that it's happening to you, or that you tried everything you could, but believe it or not, you're still in a gray area, because had you made an actual decision, things would have resolved by now. So I don't know if this is clear, but what I'm saying is things will become much clearer for you, globally, energetically. So if globally, energetically, it's clearer, then you're going to be pushed into making those decisions. And so having said that, it's easier. It's more of an active creative force when you make the decision, as opposed to it being made for you. So because the global is going to be so clear that if you are not making those decisions at this point, you are going to be in misalignment emotionally. You see, it's kind of like the larger, for those who've been following my work, the planetary grid. The lines are much clearer, the old grid versus the new grid. So if it is clearer and you are not, if the larger energy and you are not, you're going to be kind of lost between the two. It's going to feel very uncomfortable. So that's the work that I want to do today. It's kind of like help you make those decisions, so that moving forward, I'm very, very clear how I'm going to go about this. I'm very, very clear how I'm going to go about that. I'm going to guide you through this. So part of this, but before we get to that, the experiential, the meditation portion, part of this splitting up, part of this clarification, of course, it's going to affect the geophysical a little bit, of course, because everything keeps shifting and moving. Politically, economically, of course, everything gets affected, but also the physical body, same thing. Many of you have been having a lot of weird symptoms, some of them you've never had before. I hear a lot of this myself as well. So sometimes, bouts of dizziness or of weirdness, like you can't stand straight, all kinds of weird symptoms coming out of nowhere that are pretty strong. All of this had to do with all of these energies splitting up, going from this weird, chaotic gray area into what's coming up in 2022, this kind of clarification. So this discomfort will also subside, because you're not standing in both worlds, if you will, at the same time. So that's going to be very helpful. Also, because this energy splitting up has to do with dimensions. So it's kind of like the dimensions are expanding, are getting clearer. And so because of that, also, we may, even from a visual perceptual point of view, that sort of the dimensional field, instead of, you can think of it as gradient, so gradient, it goes from black to white, and the gradient is huge, goes like gradually from dark gray to light gray to white. And so the gradient is much smaller, so that eventually, not right in 2022, but it's getting there, maybe by 2024, it becomes either black or white. So what happens as you are having less and less gradient, the jumping from one dimension to another is much easier, because there's less of a interval, if you will, between the two worlds. So because of that, we're going to be able to perhaps see more extra-dimensional, extraterrestrial, crafts, beings, entities, angels, because there was such a large veil before, and now it's so much narrower that when a being shows up, you can see them clearer, you can feel them clearer on this side of the veil. Same thing with extraterrestrial crafts, for example, UFOs, for those who are into this, they'll be more obvious, because there's less space where they appear and disappear and so on and so forth. So the fabric of space itself is thinning. And that's why, it's going to give you those types of experiences, which is kind of cool. And because of that, because there's less of a thick veil between this dimension and the other dimension, then even on a consciousness level, your subconscious and your conscious interconnection is going to be much narrower. For those who have read my book, I've been talking about this. I said eventually, not tomorrow, but eventually, in several, dozen years or something, it's going to start dramatically on a global level. The human subconscious is going to dissolve. Think about that. Everything that is confusing you right now, where you get stuck, is because of your subconscious mind. It's because you don't know what your subconscious mind is holding. You want to create your reality. You want more money. You want, a loving relationship. You want this, you want that, but you are not manifesting that because your subconscious mind has all these fears and has all these conflicting belief systems. So, but it's called subconscious, so you're not aware. So that's why you're stuck and you're struggling. You don't know what this aspect of your being is holding. And so when the veils, the walls narrow down between the subconscious and to the conscious mind, it's almost eventually everything becomes very conscious. And so all your emotional blocks will just simply dissolve. So for example, I want to create more money or what have you. So it's like your creative process will also speed up, because you're saying, I want this to happen, and you don't have very much stuff in the background holding you back. And even if you did, it will show up so clearly, so fast, and you will know that it's a fear. You will know it's a fake belief system. You will know you need to dissolve it. Whereas before you didn't know. That's huge. Think about that. So now, because of that, your life will go much faster. And this goes with what I started to say, that you'll be able to let go of all the things that didn't work in 2021 in a new way, because you're not going to be able to lie to yourself. You have been lying to yourself. That's the point. So here's the thing. I am unhappy at my work. Here's an example. Or in a relationship. I am very unhappy. But I'm so stuck. I'm trying to resolve the situation from my human mind. So what happens is, oh my God, I have these responsibilities, or I made promises, or I have a belief system that you have to work hard at a marriage or something, or, all of these belief systems that confuse you as to what to do. Does that make sense? And so you're stuck. So you stay there, and then you think you're doing the right thing because you're supposed to struggle, you're supposed to self-sacrifice or what have you. And so your situation never gets resolved. And so what I'm saying now, imagine that as you're saying, okay, this is not working, I need a solution, I'm not sure how or what, all of these belief systems that you thought were the right thing to do are going to be so clear to you that no, this is coming from fear. This is coming from a belief system that's misaligned. This is coming from this and that. So you can quickly resolve them and have that clarity. And when you do, the reason why you don't create is because your signal is not clear. You're sending two conflicting signals, you see? So that's why all of this is, this gray area narrowing down to the black or white is going to help you create much faster. So to me, this is all very good news. And with that is truth, because you're no longer, you're lying to yourself when you're saying, I should stay in this job, just another year, just to make enough money, and then I will retire and do what I really, really want. Again, as an example. So you, in a way, even though your subconscious is telling you this or that, it's kind of not your fault, but you're kind of not being who you are. You're kind of lying to yourself. And so when that shifts, then you are more living in the truth of who you really are and what your true soul is supposed to be doing and wanting. And then you manifest it so much faster, and then happiness comes. And when joy and happiness come, now you are in perfect alignment with the universe. You see, there is no more yes, no, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. You are, and then the universe is now much more, again, it's showing you the highways very clearly, how to manifest, all the openings, all the energetic pathways are so clear that you manifest much faster. So that's how this, this cycle will evolve. So to me, that is hugely beneficial, hugely practical, because I feel like we're letting go of this bondage that we have been in for the past 200,000 years, as far as I'm concerned. So, so does that make sense? Let me see if you have a couple of questions real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to go into some practical tools before we go into the meditation. So, so if you have any quick questions, let me know. Let me see here. Okay, guys. All right, so let's see. It would be great to know what your opinion is about the religious figure like Jesus, Krishna, which have appeared throughout history. What relationship do they have to the things that you teach? Oh my God, this is a whole conversation here. It's really about. Actually, it's a little bit taking us off subject. So I'm not going to talk too much. But if you go through my classes, Mastering the Human Mind, I talk a lot about the consciousness of Jesus and how this Christ consciousness is coming through into the collective humanity and how it's actually affecting us individually. All right, so so I guess everybody's kind of going along with everything. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to keep going then. In terms of, let me talk about practical tools. I want you to take a piece of paper and can you instantaneously release our subconscious bondage today through specific intention? Well, that's kind of what the point is of this meditation. This meditation and those couple of practical tools is to set you up for how to, as the year 2022 unfolds, as things come up, to have the programming that will quickly shift you from the way you used to process information, the gray area, into the quick decision making, so that you can quickly know and move forward and not get stuck. That's exactly what we're doing today. Can you talk about the timing of things, 2020, 50? Okay, so the 2050, I mean, timeline, if you guys are interested in read my book, The Divine Plan, now 2022, 2050 and beyond. So it's I think it has a lot of that timeline right now. As I said, just very, very briefly, this is the major shift happening in 2022, which even numerologically is very interesting, because those numbers, I mean, the vibration of these numbers is very stabilizing. It feels like you are, the truth comes up, the real who you really are comes out more easily, like I was saying, but also there's this stabilizing, there's a force that helps you stabilize, have an anchor more than ever before. Before, it's kind of like you felt like you're the only one, you know? You are going against the current, and there's nobody out there kind of sharing those things with you, even though we are a community and there's many communities, but it's not the same. There's something deep inside you that will stabilize, kind of anchor this solid kind of feeling of, I know who I am. I know what I want to do. I know. And that's so important, because again, part of why we get stuck and we get so depressed and so lonely, it is because deep inside us, we don't have this stable anchor in who we really are. And so, and the world around us is falling apart. And so we reach out to friends, you know, like other people in this group and other groups, but they still feel kind of outside. So that's kind of a huge shift that begins this year in a very strong way. And also, you know, very simply, because the two worlds can no longer coexist in that sense within you. You can no longer be either or. You're gonna shift very quickly, and that right there gives you that solid confidence with who you are and where you're going. That's huge, because that's at the base of everything else. And moving forward, it's going to continue. I mean, I feel like I don't want to talk too much, because I've talked about the larger timing. This continues on to we're going to get hit with the financial thing, rearrangement in society and stuff like that. A lot of people are going to want to move to different areas until 2026. And then down, you know, after that, it's a whole different level of shifting globally. So let's just stay sticking to where we are, what I was just saying. The energy is really intense. Is that why we're getting sick between Christmas and New Year? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All the physiological, a lot of people are going through a lot of physical things the last few years, you know, very unusual symptoms. All of that is all part of this, you know, maneuvering of all the energies moving around. How do you let go? Well, that's what I'm going to, like if we left our relationship but had a child that we would miss. Okay, that's exactly this is a typical situation. How do we let go in order to be true to ourselves and deal with the emotional trauma it may cause if we left a relationship and we had that's a typical example, be it a relationship where you think there's all these, you know, attachment, responsibilities, obligation, moral issues. Same thing applies to a job situation. The moral issues or what have you could be responsibility towards yourself and family and this and that. So it's a typical situation. And that's exactly what I'm going to help you with. So as an example, up until now, you know, you are in this relationship, but there's a child or whatever responsibility. And so you, of course, you are deeply, deeply unhappy. Obviously, you know, that's what you're saying. And so you don't want to make a decision that comes from selfishness. You don't want to, just ignore your responsibilities. How do you go about this? Well, the problem why you are, the guidance system is telling you need to do something because you're unhappy. If you are happy, then then there's nothing to do. You just go along and you're happy. So the fact that you are unhappy, if you are unhappy, which is going to be my next practical tool, you can look back at last year. If anything made you unhappy most of the time, you know what most of the time is, not occasionally. Everybody has a few bumps here and there. 10% of the time is very acceptable, maybe 20%. When you have something that half the time is making you miserable, whoa, major red flag, in the sense that your guidance system is telling you, just wake up. You are unhappy because you need to do something about this. So that's number one. So your unhappiness is the first step for you to recognize what decision to make. Then you get stuck because your subconscious and your conscious is telling you, yes, but the kid and this and blah, 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 and you don't do anything. And so the way we're going to do it today is for you first to recognize that there's no more time, because the longer miserable you are, the more the other person is miserable, because you're putting all this energy into the relationship. And guess what? The kid or whatever responsibilities you think you have aren't getting better. In fact, they're getting worse because they are absorbing all this energy coming from you. And so that's number one. Recognize that the longer you wait, the longer you're in this gray area. If you are miserable at least half the time, then you are stagnant, you're still in this gray area. It's going to push you into something drastic. So you better make a decision. Number two, you can no longer hide. It's kind of like the veil is lifted. You can't, how should I explain? You can't hide it from yourself. It's going to make you literally sick. It's going to be in your face. And so that's the reason why the faster you decide, you have to decide to make a decision. That's number two. Make a decision. Number one, recognize that you're feeling miserable is a red flag for you to take action. Number two, make a decision that the time is now. It's going to get worse. Number three, make a decision, write all of this down, you guys. Make a decision that you want to resolve this. So a lot of people will say, but I've been trying to fix my body. I've been trying, you think you're trying, but your conscious mind is still telling you otherwise. Therefore, you're not really doing anything. Many people don't know how to make a decision. So just follow me here. Step number three is I am going to make a decision about this issue. In your case, it's a relationship that you want to leave. And somebody else, it could be focus on one issue right now, could be leaving a job, could be financial, could be anything. Same with something that you don't have that you want to create. Step number three, I want to resolve this, period. I'm not telling you how. You don't have to know how. I'm telling you right now, make the decision, write it down, big, bold letters. I want to resolve the situation now, once and for all. Number four, okay, you don't have to make number four. I'm not going to overanalyze, overthink. I'm not going to resolve this from my human mind. That's the problem, because your human mind is very confused and then the subconscious kicks in or whatever. So number four, I'm not going to resolve it from my overanalyzing, overthinking, overprocessing. My human mind is going to just relax. The only thing that I want from my human mind right now is to make the decision. That's all. Step number 5, I don't know where we are in the steps. Make a decision. Don't buy into the drama. Don't buy into it, because now you want to make a decision, but other people, your I'm not sure who I'm talking to here, but your partner is still in the drama. So make a decision that you're not going to get absorbed in the drama. What is the drama? The drama is when there is a question or a solution, a problem that comes up, or you're dealing with somebody who has a alcoholic addiction or something like that. So you really want to help. It's a different type of relationship. So you really want to help, you really want this, but then they are still living the drama. So what happens in this relationship, you get absorbed into the drama. So write it down. Number 5, I am not going to buy into this drama, and the drama is making a problem such a big convoluted story so that you can justify staying there. That's what the drama is. Everybody has problems. I have problems. Everybody has problems that come up. But when I make this problem my whole life and I say, look, you see, I am, struggling and I want this and I can't get it. And it's all your fault. And my parent, when I was a kid and I have this physical issue that keeps me, the drama is all these excuses that make you look like you're a victim. So when that person creates that drama for you, then you get absorbed into the guilt of wanting to help or wanting to save or what have you, the self-sacrifice, and off you go. You lose why you're miserable in the first place, what you need to do to take care of yourself. And then number 6 or number 7, write it down. Be very, very clear. What makes you unhappy is also making others unhappy. You cannot hide anymore. Like you think like, okay, I'm unhappy. I'm struggling with this decision, but I'm going to make an effort. I'm going to make an effort. I'm going to really just pretend, hey, maybe this is part of my karma and I'm going to really be patient and I'm going to be blah, blah, blah. So what you're saying is you're not admitting, you're not honoring the true feeling that you're feeling. You're saying, even though I am unhappy, but I'm not going to pay attention to how I feel. I'm only going to pay attention to how I can please others and how I can solve this situation by ignoring my true feelings. So you're lying to yourself. And so even though you may put on whatever airs or whatever to try to save the situation, but those feelings inside you are still being emanated. You see, energy is not going to be destroyed, whether you like it or not or ignore it. It's still coming out of you. It's still coming out of you. So you're going to pretend and be patient and this and that. And part of you, your heart, is emanating lack of joy, is emanating sadness and depression and loneliness. You see, think about that. So that's so important to recognize, write it down very clearly. Ignoring my own unhappiness is making others unhappy because they can feel it, especially children. You can no longer ignore this. So write this down. The next step is also not addressing those unhappy feeling or addressing those unhappy feeling is aligned with everyone's highest good. Same thing. It's kind of like the two go together. When you truly are true to yourself, you're not being selfish. Because you're emanating this energy into the relationship. And so by you truly addressing your inner feelings, you are also helping the other person because there's entrainment, there's a vibrational exchange that happens. So by you turning into true happiness, your heart feels so good deep inside being in this relationship that it's going to automatically make the other person and the child or whoever, feel good. So that's the reason why we think, just listening to our own heart is selfish. but it's the exact opposite. This is programming. This is programming. And so, and also because you are trying to resolve that issue from a linear human way. And that's what I just told you. I'm not going to resolve my issue from my human linear aspect. I'm going to resolve it from my larger consciousness. And that's exactly what I'm going to guide you to do. Make a decision that you are no longer going to be in this gray area. In 2022, moving forward, you say, I want to resolve this situation. I'm no longer accepting the gray area. My heart is going to feel one way or another, and create that reality accordingly. The next, because like I said earlier, the longer in 2022 is going to be very hard. The longer you are in limbo, the longer it's going to get worse. And you get worse, the other people get worse. The final thing is, I am not going to, even though I want to resolve this situation, but I'm not going to resolve it from my human linear mind. In other words, it's actually quite simple. All I have to say is all those things that you just said. I want to resolve it. I am unhappy. I am unhappy and I want to be happy. All of these things, but you're not going to decide how you're going to resolve it from the human mind. You're going to say, obviously I'm stuck. Obviously I'm not making headways and I don't know what to do, clearly from this perspective. So now I'm just going to, as I made a decision, but now I want the solution to come from my higher consciousness. You're not going to make the solution. You're not going to bring on the solution. And that is the very important shift that we're going to program in the meditation, that you today, you're going to make the decision which you thought you had made before, but the decision to resolve this problem, the decision to finally address your truth, your inner truth, the decision that whatever happens is aligned with you and everybody else around you, the decision that this is the time, I can no longer wait, the decision that I am creating my reality according to my true self, my heart, and the decision that the way how it's going to be resolved is going to come from the universe, from the aspect of your being, and you just relax, if you will. So those clear signals is what we're going to work on. Does that make sense? So yeah, number one, recognize the unhappiness. But I'm going to I can put this back in the chat at the end, those specific steps, but at least the moral of the story, just for now, before we begin our meditation, is to make a decision, a strong, clear decision moving forward about whatever situation you want to resolve. So let's take a moment. We're going to get into the meditation. I'm sure there's more than one thing that you want to resolve in 2022. Let's begin to focus on a few things that you want to resolve. So these are just the practical steps that if you can read this every day before you resolve a situation moving forward in your life. But right now, the way the meditation is going to be helpful is for you take up on this piece of paper. Now split the page in two. On the left side, we're going to write all the things we want to change in 2022. So on the left side, put 2021. And then let's begin with the number one issue for you, whoever, I can't remember because it's scrolling, my relationship with my partner. I want to resolve this. So that's on the left side, 2021. Number two, maybe for those who need that, my relationship with my job, with my work situation, let's say, if that's, whatever it is. Now put it in order of priority. Everything affects everything, but you're going to put number one, the problem that you think is pretty much the most dominant one. I'm sure you have more than one, but the dominant one would be the one that seems to be affecting you every day. Some people have a health issue, so put that on the left side under 2021. I want to resolve my health issue. Number four, I don't know, whatever, career, money. So just go ahead, take a moment to write down on the left side under 2021, all the issues that you really want to resolve because they are making you unhappy. Don't think how, why, what's going to happen. Oh my God, just write down that you want to resolve them. That's all you're saying. Okay, you're not engaged in anything else. So take this moment to do that. And I will write down all these steps again in the chat later. So don't worry, because I can see people kind of. All right. So now that you've written the 3 or 4 most important issues, I mean, everybody has pretty much the same problems. They just change kind of priorities from year to year. Everybody's got relationship issues. Everybody's got, I mean, in one way or another, whether you do have one or you don't have one, it's like more of a subject, but which is the most important one first, and so on and so forth. So now that you put all of these things on the left side, I want you to start to feel, because you're going to use this technique to apply to everything else moving forward. I want you to pay attention to how you feel when you say, let's take number one, and I'm continuing with that person who started the conversation. This is a typical example. Wanting to leave a relationship, but the kid, the responsibilities, blah, 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 So as you say, I want you to take a moment, feel in your heart, as you say, I want to resolve, or I want to leave, I want to resolve this relationship because I'm unhappy. Feel what comes up. Feel what comes up. So I guarantee what comes up in your throat, you're going to think, you're going to feel, does that mean I have to leave? Does that mean I have to break his heart or her heart? Does that mean I'm going to be lonely? The biggest thing, am I making a mistake? That's the biggest thing, because you don't know what the future holds. You don't know what's going to happen. And then down the road, you're going to say, I made a mistake. So regret, guilt, write down next to this one thing, everything that you are feeling right now. You are feeling, as you say, I want to resolve this. I'm unhappy. I'm truly unhappy. I want to resolve this. You're going to feel fear of the unknown, fear of making a mistake, fear of the future, running away from responsibilities. All of these things that are coming up, write down. I'm sure there's a bunch. Am I being selfish? All of these things are coming up. And these are the things that are in your subconscious and conscious that are holding you back. The part that is in your conscious is you're afraid of making a mistake, what have you. But another part of that is in the subconscious mind comes from your childhood, that your father left your mother, therefore you're repeating the pattern and you're being a bad person. Or as you're a child, you saw your mother miserable, and now if you're a female, you want to compensate, you don't want to be miserable. You see what I'm saying? So the conscious aspect of you, fear of the future, fear of making a mistake, all of these are conscious, but behind that the subconscious is holding a ton of history, a ton of belief systems that are making you afraid and holding you back, and that are making you stuck in this situation, if that makes sense. And so because of that, you have to begin the process by saying, I want to resolve this, but you're not going to worry about all of these conscious things. You really want to worry about the stuff in the subconscious. So that's the work we're going to do right now. And the way you recognize the subconscious is by feeling all the fears that come up for you, all those fears. So the more conscious, the more you, in a practical way, bring up all of these subconscious fears and belief systems and pattern, the faster you're going to resolve this. And so you're going to take this time to bring up all of these fears. You're going to put them in a bubble. Like you're going to put them, imagine that you're putting the fear, create a bubble, a frequency, and put the fear of the unknown, the fear of making a mistake. That's a huge one. The guilt, or I made a promise and now I'm, or my father did this, or my mother was miserable, or blah, blah, blah. So put all of these things in one bubble. Look at it and say, I'm very grateful to have had this experience of feeling these human emotions and human fears, because I learned a lot, but it's not serving me and it's not serving the other person. That's what we don't remember. Remember, when you are this way, the other person is feeling it. It knows it on some level. And so eventually it's going to explode. So look at this bubble that is a frequency of fear and say, I am letting go. I just want to let go so that I can return to the true, my true natural state of happiness, so that others can be happy, you see. So look at it and say, I ask and intend to finally release all the frequencies that are attached to the story once and for all, from every cell in my physical body, my conscious, my subconscious, my cellular memory, from all past and parallel lives, as of today, as of now. Breathe in. As you exhale, and just push this sphere of frequency out in the unified field. It's just going to like dissolve and transmute. Because people say, are you sending it to other people? No, it's going to transmute from fear into love. You see, it's just going to dissolve in the universe and bring you back the aligned energy that is based on love, on self-love. You see, it's like a torus. Visualize it going out. As it comes back as a torus through your heart. And now the solution is going to come from your heart, from the feeling of self-love. I don't know if you're feeling all this energy, but we already are doing the meditation. So from the heart, it's going to just emanate a loving energy, starting with self-love. And that emanates out in the universe, and say, I just want peace. With this question, I want to attract and create and manifest a true loving solution as of today, as of now. Breathe in and exhale. And if you notice, the energy that is coming up from your heart right now should be very different. Now go to the right side of the column and write down how you feel. I'm just very, very curious. Just by doing this, I want to know how you felt before and how you feel now. You don't have to know what the solution is. That's not what I ask. I'm just asking, how do you feel? Can somebody write down and tell me? Are there any changes? I am love. I love that. So when you come from a place from feeling I am love, the universe is going to bring you the solution, feeling lighter and elated. How about that? So we just did this without even a deep meditation, but I'm going to do a meditation. I'm just telling you what you can do so simply. Quiet, calm. Look at that. Relief, little relief. I feel fear, sadness. No, I feel peace, free, relief, more spacious, possibilities, self-love, gratitude. Look at that. Lighter, relaxed. I don't feel the fear anymore. Look at that. I feel calm. So guess what? What is the universe? What solution is the universe going to bring you now? Is it going to bring you a big fight and everybody's miserable? And the universe, your higher self, is going to bring you the solution that's perfect, where you are self-loving, loving yourself, and it has to match others, because now you're emanating self-love. The other person is going to feel the same, is going to do the same, because we're going to intend for that also, because however you feel, you're going to emanate. The child is going to be fine. The responsibilities are going to dissolve. That is how you're going to shift and create. See, less stress, calmer. Don't even get in the drama. A freedom in a situation I felt has limited me. I felt freedom, grateful. Look at that. Do you see what I'm saying? And we only did that in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It's all about the energy and also the clarity. I think the problem is the clarity. You had to write down, I want this to be over with. I want to resolve this. And so let's begin. Have been avoiding ease and grace and release. Just read everybody's comments, and for you to see that how effective this is, simply by concentrating and by being clear. And so we're going to let go of and we're going to start the meditation now. So first of all, this is a practical tool that you can do for every day. You start by breathing. Of course, I've been talking for an hour, and so, but as I'm talking, I'm bringing energy and I'm shifting the energy. And what is the energy? It's just to relax and be truthful to yourself. And so that's why we were able to get into it so quickly. Energized, loaded with hope, trust. Look at that. Hope. That's huge. So anyway, it is very important to not decide what the outcome is. Does that mean she's going to leave? He's going to leave? Does that mean I have to leave? As soon as you go there, you're stuck into wanting to resolve it from the human aspect. That's the trick. That's the mastery that we're going to work on in the meditation. The letting go, the doing the creative process and the work and the alignment, and then not allowing the human mind to kick in and try to make a decision from there. That is the balance. Okay. So here we go. Let's begin the meditation. So just follow me. You already wrote down on the left side of the page all the issues that you want to resolve. And now we're going to resolve them energetically through this meditation. And then you'll be able to do the meditation again and again, a few times actually, after today, so that you can continue, create a momentum and just reprogram. That's what we're doing. We are reprogramming ourselves to resolve things and be in this truth, either love or fear. You can't be both anymore, because the energies of 2022 are gonna make it very hard otherwise for you, so that you are in alignment with the larger energies coming through. All right, here we go. It's amazing. I encourage you also at the end to read everybody's comments, just for you to see that this works, that this is real, and just to kind of help you even more. Okay, here we go. Sit up straight. with your feet flat on the floor, and close your eyes. And take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And again, breathe in through the nose, deep, deep breath. As you exhale through the mouth, bring your focus to your heart. To this moment in time. And again, breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, bring the focus to the heart, to this moment in time. And say quietly in your mind, I ask and intend to create a sacred space. I ask to let go of all distracting thoughts, distracting energies, distracting information. My intent is to let go once and for all of the subconscious and conscious patterns that keep me stuck in these areas of my life. You can mention the areas in my relationship, in my work, creative situation, in my physical health, I am letting go of the misaligned patterns that keep me stuck and not creating from a place of alignment with source. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, from the heart, expand 360 degrees. Put yourself in a sphere of light. Bring your focus to a point behind the navel and visualize a small vortex-like point, a 0 point. This is the 0 point, the central point of a torus-like, a large sphere all around it. Visualize that this 0 point is the point of energy transfer, energy conversion, meaning everything that goes through this 0 point transmutes into a new type of energy. Visualize all the frequencies that are misaligned in your physical body. You don't have to be specific right now. Just visualize and imagine. Just put your attention on all the misaligned energies in your physical cells, physical organs. And imagine they are coming up, they're filling that sphere around the 0 point. They're just filling up that whole sphere. You can feel it getting filled up. And now focus on one particular issue that's troubling you. My weight issue, my immune system, my addiction. Now focus on specific issues. And again, fill up this sphere all around the 0 point. Look at it. Feel it. This is all you. All of these frequencies are in your physical body, were in your physical body. Accept and say, I learned a lot. It was interesting, informative, holding these frequencies in my physical cells up until the year 2021. I am making the decision right now that I no longer need or want these issues. This is the end of that cycle. It served a purpose. And now I want something different. I am choosing, deciding that all these frequencies be flushed out and leave my physical body. Now, breathe in. As you exhale, pull all of these frequencies from the sphere. Visualize that the 0 point is sucking down, is just absorbing. Everything is going down the drain, basically, into this central 0 point. Just visualize. If you can't visualize, intend. Set your intention. Everything is just being pulled and sucked into this vortex at the center. Visualize the torus, like, let it go. Flush it down. Visualize it going, dissolve it. That cycle is over. Perfect. Breathe in and exhale. Bring your focus back to that sphere of light around you, around the central point. It's still behind your navel. Begin to feel that this energy, those frequencies are different. Things are moving very rapidly. They're shifting very rapidly. You don't have to know how or what. Keep saying, I want these physical frequencies and programming to leave my body permanently. If you have a long-term issue, make sure you are not deciding on the solution. You are deciding on what you want. Just say, I want this issue gone. That's all you're saying. And keep focused on that. I just want it gone. I don't know how, where, when. I just accept and decide today and now. This is the end of its cycle. Focus on this energy again inside the entire sphere up until December 31st, 2021. All of this energy is still moving. Let's breathe in. And as you exhale, let's give it another push. It's actually pulling to the center and just allowing, observing. The 0 point is extremely powerful. It's just absorbing all of these issues. Again, just focus on your wanting, your desire, your intention. That's all you are focusing on. And observe the powerful 0 point absorb everything down the drain. And now visualize a light. This is a blue light, kind of a navy blue. It's kind of a frequency of protection, of physical protection. For those who can feel a little bit more, it's kind of an archangel, very warm, very protective. The word is very protective. So fill that space that you just emptied or changed. Fill it with this blue light. So this blue light is all around your belly. It's almost like a navy blue. Begin to feel the frequency of protection, of calm, of being centered. Physically, and say, I ask and intend, moving forward from the first moment of the year, linear year 2022, my physical cells will have a new programming. I decide. I am making the decision today, now, that my physical cells will be programmed with self-protection, self-clearing and healing. That at a DNA level, at a programming level, they will maintain this vibrational frequency of control, self-control, self-maintenance, again, the word safety and protection, self-preservation, and self-love. Breathe in through the nose as you exhale through the mouth. Imagine that this blue light from the sphere is now being absorbed by every cell in your body. Your body is absorbing this protective, calming energy. And they're being cleared, clarified, strengthened, empowered, centered, very, very aligned with who you are. Hold that energy through your entire body. And project that energy out, but keep that shield around your physical body. Hold that for a moment more. And then again say, this is my new physical self. I am letting go of how I will achieve those results, how my body will change, why this happened. I am letting go of all the questioning, the overanalyzing, the what I'm supposed to do next, the questioning of how I can get there. I am letting go of all of this human mind, questioning, wondering from every cell in my body, my liver, my stomach, my digestive system. Again, my digestive system, my lungs, my heart. Again, my lungs, every cell in my digestive system, my cardiovascular system, my skeleton, my brain, my nervous system, my peripheral nervous system, my connective tissue. I am letting go of the questioning, the trying to resolve from a human mind. I am letting go of the need, the resistance, the trying to figure it out. Letting go. I'm letting go. Extract all of this resistance from every cell in your body. Breathe in. As you exhale, again, imagine that you are purging all of these frequencies out of your body and absorb even deeper this blue light. It restores calm, trust, and being at peace in the moment. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, bring your focus up to your heart. Right behind your heart, there's another vortex point, a 0 point, right at the thymus gland. Visualize or just imagine this point behind your heart. And visualize that this vortex point is holding an energy field, a sphere all around it. And that sphere, that energy field, is your emotional field. Begin to bring up all the emotions that keep you stuck. The first one is confusion. Confusion. confusion, chaos, the overanalyzing, the trying to figure it out, this anxiety, the panic, the fear, the guilt, the shame that you're still stuck, the fear of the future, fear of not knowing what to do, fear of making a mistake. Bring it up. Imagine those frequencies are filling that sphere all around your heart. It's a larger sphere, larger than your heart area. And it fills up with all these frequencies. Take a moment to observe all of these emotions. That's you. That's the way you've been up until 2021. Confusion, anxiety, feeling stuck, paralyzed, not knowing what to do. Bring it up. Shame, all of it. Guilt. Feel it. It's all there. I can see it. I can feel it. Look at it. That was you. But it's over. You look at it and say, I am done with all these frequencies. This is not who I am and how I want to feel and function moving forward. So I'm letting go. I'm saying goodbye to all these emotions. That was me in 2021. I accept that they served a purpose. They did remind me of the process, but they also made me unhappy. That's why I am making the decision right now. I no longer wish to have these emotions and frequencies as part of my being. I no longer wish to be stuck in this cycle of misaligned emotions. Focus on them very clearly. Focus on them having been you the past year and say, it's okay. Goodbye. Breathe in. As you exhale, imagine all of these frequencies being pulled, being sucked into the central point. This central point, the vortex, absorbs all of these emotions. Let go. Allow yourself to release. Say, I ask to release my need to hold on to this old me. Release the fear of not knowing how I will become, how I will process information moving forward. I am letting go of the fear of the unknown, fear of who will be the next me. Letting go. I am releasing and letting go of the way I have been processing things I am letting go. I am deciding now. It doesn't work. It didn't work. I'm still unhappy. I am letting go the need to hold on to my old way of processing my emotions, feelings, and information once and for all. Breathe in. As you exhale, continue to imagine all of these energies being absorbed into the central point. Very nice. And now begin to visualize a pink light, pinkish, white and pink, and some gold. And bring this light through your heart and let it fill this entire sphere around your body. For those who can feel it, it's the energy that we call Divine Mother. Just feels very calming, very loving, very nurturing. It's kind of like, you can just dissolve and relax into it. It has an energy of safety and trust. And the feeling that it's good. It's all good. I'm exactly where I need to be, where I want to be. And moving forward, I get to create the new me. And it will be spectacular. Continue to feel this pink and white light, filling every cell in this energy field around you, but also your body starts to absorb this light. And as you absorb this light, continue to say, I am recreating the new me. My new emotional system will be calm and stable and filled with love. Self-love. I choose to self-love. Self-protect, self-heal, self-align with the divine energies, with the divine plan. I will direct my emotional system in a new way, moving forward from the first moment of 2022 onward. I will feel the energy of love and self-love at the base of my being, moving forward as I experience misaligned or uncomfortable situations. I will spontaneously revert to self-love. I will emanate self-love first and allow others to also find their way into self-love. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, continue to fill your energy field and your body with this pink light. And now bring your focus up to the center of your brain. There is another 0 point there. It's near the pineal gland. You don't have to know exactly where. Your higher self knows. This central point holds a field, an energy field around it. That is your mental field. If you notice the energy inside this bubble, this energy field around your head, it's larger than your head. It's a little bit larger than your body. Allow it to be the size it needs to be. Begin to bring up all the belief systems, the mental frequencies that keep you stuck in chaos, confusion, and keep you stuck in a pattern that you can't get out of. Just bring up all of these thoughts, beliefs, patterns. You don't have to have specifics. And begin to notice how chaotic that energy is. It is all over the place, but it's contained within this bubble. Recognize that that is you. That is how you have been up until 2021. The constant mental processing, overanalyzing, overthinking, going in circles, being stuck, the pattern of making decisions out of guilt, out of shame, out of fear of the unknown. Bring up all of these patterns. Fear of uncertainty, fear of losing my mind, fear of not being in control. The things that bring up this mental imbalance, just bring everything up. You may see people, situation, just bring everything up, everyone up in this sphere. And say, these patterns no longer serve me because I am not moving forward in a happy, loving way. I am stuck in this constant misaligned processing. I am making decisions from unconscious patterns based on childhood traumas or the influence of others or fear of making mistakes. I am letting go of this old programming, this old way of processing up until the year 2021. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, imagine that the central point is absorbing all these frequencies all of them are coming down this vortex point, being dissolved, being flushed out. And that field starts to get very clear. Very clear. It's almost like your mind is empty. It's good because we're going to fill it with incredible power and clarity. Focus on this emptiness, clean slate. You are reinventing yourself. Begin to bring this very powerful, clear, divine energy. You can visualize it as a white and silverish light, with some blue. And bring it through, let it fill every cell, every space in this field, this mental field. It feels very powerful, very empowering, very clear. As you allow this energy to fill this mental field, say, I am reinventing the new me. I am powerful. My creative powers will be highly increased. I see very clearly. I can make decisions in alignment with who I really am. I feel empowered. I feel a direct connection with a divine energy, with a divine story, divine plan. And it is all coming through my mental field in a very clear and powerful way. The new me, as of January 1st, 2022, is very clear, very decisive. It knows exactly the physical choices and decisions to make that will be only in alignment with the higher powers of my being, therefore, beyond my human interpretation. My mind energy will come directly from the source, the intelligence of the universe, the divine powers. For those who can feel the energy of a being, you can call it Divine Father. There is no separation between that divine mind and my mind. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, begin to imagine that mind energy coming from the universe directly into your brain. And creating a very, very powerful mind energy emanating from your brain. And say, my divine powers are back. They will assist me in creating my new reality, starting January 1st, 2022, in perfect alignment with the divine order of the universe. I will be empowered, supported, and my decisions will ultimately help me fulfill my earthly destiny. Breathe in through the nose. As you exhale through the mouth, bring your focus back to your heart. Now visualize these three energies that you worked on. This is the new you. There's a lot of movement. Your physical energy is very, very powerful and bright and brilliant and strong. Your emotional energy is very calm, very centered, very loving. And your mind energy is so clear, so fast, so powerful. Hold these three in perfect alignment with your body and say, I decide, I choose, I want, I desire, I am this new me. This is who I really am. And as I move forward in 2022 as the new me, all my decisions, my experiences, my feelings will be in perfect alignment with my earthly journey. Therefore, as I remain true to myself, I will be in alignment with others' journeys as well. So the solutions of all my problems will finally get resolved on their own. And I trust that all the decisions that come from the new me are in perfect alignment with my purpose and the purpose of others in my life and beyond. This is a universal law. As I am my divine self and embrace my true essence and my true divine self, everything that comes out of this energy, decisions, choices, experiences must be in alignment with others. Therefore, I choose this new me as I manifest my earthly journey moving forward in 2022 and for the years to come. I ask for my spirit family to also assist. I am ready. I choose and embrace the new me as of today, as of now. Breathe in through the nose as you exhale through the mouth. Stay focused on your heart, on your feeling, on experiencing. Don't think, just be. Just be in this energy. Just allow and be. And so it is. And when you are ready, take your time, open your eyes. Okay, guys. I think there's a lot of movement happening. I recommend you stay in this energy as long as you want. I will be posting it again separately so that you can do it a couple more times. And off you go to a great empowered start for 2022. I send everyone my love and my support. And see you next time.